Hey everyone, welcome back to TYT Sports. I'm Rick, that is Jayar Jackson. On a very serious note, this was the report earlier today. Cleveland's Tyronn Lue to step away from coaching the Cleveland Cavaliers for health reasons. Rachel Nichols put this out. Excuse me. Coach Ty Lue, who has had to leave the bench mid-game 3 times this season due to his health, is stepping away from coaching, quote, for the time being, has had chest pains and other troubling symptoms, but says there's been no diagnosis yet for what's wrong with him. And I believe David Aldridge also had a tweet. It will be on a 1-week plan to address his health issues per a source. The current plan is to return to the bench next week. At least we think. Again, this is via a source from David Aldridge. I am not disputing that he has a source or anything the source is saying. When I just hear chest pains, health, I think like it's probably going to be longer than a week. It's just how I personally feel. Before we get into JR's take, here's LeBron James discussing Tyronn Lue to the media.
Is what he's dealing with impacting this team?
I mean, he's the captain of the ship, so absolutely. And we worry about his health, obviously, and that's way more important than this game of basketball. So, we know he's been doing everything he needs to do to stay healthy, but he can even take even more measures, to get himself right. So, everything that's been going on with our year, that's just another one.
So you heard LeBron James there, just hoping that Tyronn Lue is going to come back at some point in time. But still, my view is I'm a little pessimistic about it just being simply 1 week. We've seen Chris Bosh lose years of his NBA career. We have seen others as well lose careers via health issues. We even heard Kevin Love this past year with, not even this past year, not even a month ago, with the Players Tribune talking about mental health. This is something physical as much as it is mental. So we just hope that Tyronn Lue is able to come back for the playoffs because there's like 15 games left.
Stress it affects so many different ways. Sometimes, like they said, I wasn't clear if they said he's been to the doctor and just the diagnosis is unclear right now, or that he's on his way to find out for the first time. But if it's been multiple times you've left the bench already in the past few weeks, you probably should have been to the doctor by now.
Well, he obviously wanted to stay in there and coach.
Right.
He wanted
like
to be
the
with
access
the team.
to a doctor isn't far.
Right. Yeah.
So you think they at least run something. If you hurt yourself playing, there's a mini hospital in the back of most arenas. So you hope for the best, but stress will do things to someone that you can't even pinpoint where it's coming from, because it just affects your body. And a position and a high-profile coaching position he's in here, it all makes sense.
Right.
That this would be the situation. Think about all the criticism and pressure, and they assembled this team, and is LeBron going to be here next year? And the way to keep him here is to win a championship, and what are you doing here, Tyronn? And
then beefing in the last game, or not even the last game, a few games ago,
that they made
and
the
yelling at
move
each other
and
against
the huge amounts of trades, and everyone's going to be like, so now there's no more excuses. You guys got all the garbage players out. Now you're bringing all these helpful players. What's going to happen now? It's no one else's fault. So we'll see. And as an athlete, which he is, of course, we know Tyronn played.
He got stepped over.
Yeah, you have more control over what happens on the floor as a player. As a coach, you just have to sit there and watch. And as an ex-player, it's stressful as hell. You're like, but I would have done. At least if you do something this point, if you fail, you're like, I didn't do it.
But that's the bridge.
But if you watch someone else fail, you're like,
And that's the bridge of what makes the connection between coach or former player coach to then his players, is how to deliver that message to their players. That creates a successful bridge and a connection that puts out the best product.
Sometimes the best players aren't good coaches. I'm sure that's been said many times.
Totally
You're never
true.
going to see Michael Jordan and Kobe
Elgin
Bryant.
Baylor was a horrible coach.
You're never going to see them coach, and when they try, it's not going to transfer over.
Right.
So it's stressful, and they'd probably pull out their hair if they weren't already bald from male pattern baldness, if they had to coach these guys.
I'm Karl Malone. Bald.